It's the Rose Bowl. What can you say? It's the Rose Bowl.
Will Miami come up roses against Virginia Tech, or will the Hokies spoil the Garden Party?
Look at this kid moving.
Our prediction for the Florida-Tennessee game is for pain. In Oregon, the Civil War gets a little uncivil.
That little fella has entertained us for about the last 10 minutes.
It's Army-Navy for the 102nd time. Joe Pa has bold hopes, but this is not what he had in mind. Paul Pierce's day can be described in one word: ridiculous. Can Jordan and the Wizards pull off a trifecta? Would Drew be good enough to lead Kansas past Arizona? Chris Mortensen talks to us about where Russell Maryland may end up playing.
We'll just watch him and...
No, you have to watch SportsCenter right now.
He can do it all. Linda stands conducting the orchestra. Hi, we've been waiting for you along with John Anderson. I am Linda Cohn. Ahead, MJ against T-Mac, Shaq against KG, but college football taking center stage.
And did you know it's the same distance to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, whether you're in Blacksburg, Virginia, or Gainesville, Florida?
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
3 yards. Gators couldn't cover that length against Tennessee. Hurricanes stopped the Hokies over the same stretch. 2-point conversions, crucial today. Florida, Tennessee, a quarterfinal for the Gators. Beat the Vols, go to the SEC Championship game, win that, go to the Rose Bowl. How simple? Well, not fair. Rex Grossman, 32 TD passes coming in. Grossman tipped by John Henderson, intercepted by Jabari Greer, just his 12th interception of the year to go with those 32 TDs. It sets up Travis Stevens. Up the middle, 6 yards, touchdown, 14-0 Tennessee, and he's just getting started. Second quarter Tennessee ball. They're up 14-10, and look at that. Home team got a member's bounce. Mike Mathiel's got it, takes it down to the Vols 21. Phil Fulmer 1-7 against Florida all time. Calvin, his guys, says don't worry, a long game. First play after the turnover. Grossman, Jabbar Gaffney, just like that, 17-14 Florida. Go ahead, spot him 2 touchdowns. We'll make them up. Later in the second, Grossman back, forced out of the pocket, little shovel pass to Kelvin Kite, but Kite gets hammered by Eddie Moore. Let's take a look at this again, because that is a bruise waiting to happen. Stay low and hit him hard. Got to drive through that man. Second half, down 6. Tennessee starting with the ball. Clausen. Dante Stallworth wouldn't have played in September in this game because of a bad wrist, but he's ready to go in December and fighting for yardage. 26-yard gain. 2 plays later, Stevens. Up the middle, shakes the tackler, makes a move, and just like that, Tennessee regains the lead, 21-20. Take another look, because Marquand Manuel got a shot. Manuel can't hang on. Stevens rolling. Fourth quarter, more of the big fellas, 23-21. Through a gap, 24. If you get tired of watching him, go ahead and tackle him. Todd Johnson bangs him out after a 34-yard gain. Sets up first and goal. Jabari Davis will get the 6 points. Over the top he goes. 27-23. Vols missed the 2-point conversion. Next Florida drive. Grossman under pressure. Grossman gonna lose the ball. Oh no! Vols falling, but they ruled a sack. Phil Fulmer, keep arguing, but buddy, you're in Gainesville, ain't gonna happen. Next Volunteers drive. On 23. Stevens again. 19 carries. 226 punishing yards. That's nearly 12 yards a carry. A gain of 68. 68. Spurrier can't believe his defense cannot toughen up on the run. 3 plays later, 3rd and goal. Davis again. Good height. 6 points over the pile. Ball's up 34-26. So Spurrier down 8. He knows that ain't hard. That's a touchdown and 2 points. 1st and 10 with 5 minutes left. Rashay Caldwell in motion. Gets a handoff. Back over to Robert Gillespie. That seems quite dizzy. A gain of 9. A lot of work. Then Grossman hits Gaffney for another 9 yards. 2nd and goal, 2-yard line. Grossman, 33, 51, 362 yards, and a touchdown there. We need a 2-point conversion because we got a 2-point gain. Grossman back, looking. Vols secondary doing the work. Got everybody covered. They throw to Gaffney. Incomplete. Thought maybe he was held. He wasn't. Onside kick. And right there, John Finley's son. Good hands when you need them. And Phil Fulmer is elated. They are still alive. They are going to the SEC championship game. Florida's national championship hopes finished 34-32. Stevens powers the Vols into the title game in Atlanta. 4 runs of 30-plus yards to 226. 8th best rushing day in school history. Tennessee breaks a 7-game 30-year losing streak at the Swamp. Gators won their first 6 home games by an average of 6 TDs. Not only was this their first home loss of the season, it's their first loss ever in Gainesville to an SEC West opponent. That makes them 22-1, and the one hurts, at least for Florida.
We're disappointed in the ball game, and whatever individual awards these guys win, that's super proud of them, but we're very disappointed. We didn't win anything this year. Had a good record, had a lot of good games, but we didn't win anything. We didn't talk about Rose Bowl. We talked about winning the Eastern Division. We have no excuses. We have no excuses about anything. They just kicked their tails. That's all you can say. We have no excuses. We were ready to play, had good practice. They were just stronger than we were, seemed like.
What about top-ranked Miami and Virginia Tech? As of November 17th, Larry Coker and Miami had 3 major hurdles to get by to earn a trip to the Rose Bowl. Okay, November 17th, this is the first one. Miami beating Syracuse 59-0 on that Jeremy Shockey touchdown catch. Part of the first hurdle they got over. Then on November 24th, Clinton Portis and the Canes ran all over Washington 65-7. Some Miami players already thinking Rose Bowl. Miami passed the second hurdle. Could Miami get over the last hurdle? That would be Virginia Tech. To the action on this day. Second quarter, Miami down 3-0, but not for long. Ken Dorsey, his only touchdown pass of the game. This one too, yeah, that man again. Jeremy Shockey, 4 catches for 60 yards. Watch the replay. Here's how it happened. Jeremy Shockey, the tight end, circles, and the fullback, Jay Davenport, will run his route down the middle. That's the play. The fullback would clear out, and Shockey would cut his route underneath, catch the TD pass. It's that simple when you draw it up with a telestrator. Still second quarter, still 7-3. Clinton Portis. Portis, 124 yards on 34 carries. 14-3 Miami. It was 20-3 in the third. The Canes running away with this one, right? Clinton Portis. Hit by 2 Hokies. Great defense by Virginia Tech. The fumble, and Ben Taylor would recover. Would the Hokies take advantage of the turnover? You bet. Jared Ferguson over the top. Virginia Tech now down 20-10. Still trying to come back, down 23-10 on the option. Kevin Jones taking the pitch. Ed Reed would make huge big tackle. Jones, 160 yards on 24 carries. Next play, Grant Knoll. Put a lot of pressure on himself in this game. One of 5 turnovers for Knoll. Vince Wilfork would recover. It's 23-10 after 3, Miami. Fourth quarter, Hokies ball down 26-10. Knoll, one of his brighter spots, complete to Bob Slokowski. Meanwhile, same drive, 3rd and goal. Jared Ferguson finds the space. 2-point conversion is good. Hokies now down 26-18. Same score, Miami punting. Eric Green blocks it. Brandon Manning picks it up and runs it into the end zone. Look out, Hokies are back in it, down 26-24. So the Hokies go for 2 and the tie. Grant Knoll. Look who's open, Grant. Ernest Wilford. Wilford can't hold on. Take another look. What happened here? What happened here to Ernest? Philip Buchanan falls down nicely for him, and Wilford just simply drops the ball. That would have tied the game, and Frank Beamer, look at him, he can't believe it. Just over 5 minutes left, 3rd and 6 for Miami. It's Dorsey looking for Shockey. Oh, broken up by Willie Pyle. Dorsey, 21 of 44 for 235 yards. Hokie defense holds. Miami would punt. Hokies ball. Kevin Jones on the bench. He's got that shoulder injury. 3rd and 10, Knowles pass. Uh-oh. Picked off by Ed Reed, his second pick of the game for Reed. Now Miami's all-time leader. 4 interceptions for Knowles. Hokie defense holds again, though. 31 seconds left. Miami punting. Here comes the rush, trying for another block. Freddie Capshaw gets it away. Miami downs it inside the 5, and that would do it. Everyone, take a deep breath, especially you Canes fans. Clinton Portis and the Miami Hurricanes headed to the Rose Bowl. Said Noel after this one, my team played with heart, and I played terrible. It was scary to say the least, but Miami completes a perfect regular season, extending its nation-best win streak to 21 games. The Hokies fall to 0-5 lifetime against #1 teams. As for the #1 Hurricanes, they will be playing in the Rose Bowl, trying to win a 5th national championship. Who will they play? To be determined. Wasn't easy, but now the Canes can celebrate.
It's just a great feeling. As a little guy growing up, well, it's the Rose Bowl. What can you say? It's the Rose Bowl. I mean, and also an opportunity to play for a national championship. It doesn't get any better.
To know that you didn't depend on anybody else to get you where you wanted to go. That's a great feeling, and that's what we're feeling right now. Is the sense of satisfaction that we did what we set out to do.
No question. How dominant are this year's Miami Hurricanes? They've scored 475 points, the most they've scored in a season. They've allowed just 103 points. And do the math, and you'll find Miami has outscored their opponents by 34 points per game. Now compare that, as you can see, to Miami's national championship teams of the past, and you will find this 2001 edition, at least on paper, is more dominant. We're going inside SportsCenter. Navy trying to avoid going winless, but there was a lot more than football on people's minds today in Philadelphia. In the NBA, Paul Pierce started his game 1 for 16. He finished with 48 points. How did he do it? SportsCenter, special. And if you can stop Michael Strahan, you have to be one of the best tackles, right? Chris Mortensen will let you know.
Meanwhile, Michael Jordan has Dave Tracy McGrady. So you know we aren't going to show free throws, although you might hear the phrase, and one.
And the best of the SEC may have been Gators Vols, but there's no love lost between Auburn and LSU either.
Plus, it's a new month. The same story in college hoops. Higher-ranked teams, beware. Not that Kansas is that much higher than Arizona.
Ice fishing is a wonderful thing. We get a lot of tips from the pros on the fishing show.
The RCA DirecTV satellite system. 225 channels. Something for everyone.
That's a small amount.
Cartoons go in space and they go into here into your TV.
That's a big walleye. She calls them girly movies. I call them a waste of time. I like watching football.
He likes the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Walmart is a great place to buy DirecTV. Digital picture, digital sound. The prices are always awesome.
Whenever we're not fishing, we're home watching DirecTV.
Getting the folks at Ask Jeeves to test the Norelco Quadra Action Razor should be easy. Hey, they're smart, right?
Will I get a close shave? Signs point to no. This thing's going to chew up my face.
But thanks to slots for longer hair and holes for short stubble, they got a close shave without the nicks and cuts of a blade.
It's only been a few days, but I'm liking it.
They especially loved how easy it was to clean.
It needed a quick bath.
The Quadra Action has satisfied 99% of the guys who tried it. Except no imitations. Get America's #1 selling electric shaver, Norelco.
Smash mouth football right up until kickoff.
A little football amongst friends. Sunday NFL Countdown. Sunday mornings at 11 Eastern, only on ESPN. SEC East title on the line, Auburn and LSU. Who wants Tennessee? Ow, I got something in my eye. Auburn penalized 15 yards for unsportsmanlike conduct on the opening kickoff. We're going to flash back because weird things happen in this series. 1988, the earthquake game. Yeah, the noise of the crowd at Tiger Stadium so loud it registered on a seismograph. Flashback again, 1996, the night the barn burned. That's not Lee Corso's car. Just after kickoff, the old sports arena there went up in flames. LSU won that one 1950. Opening kickoff from the 50 after that penalty. LSU tries an onside kick. Michael Clayton recovers for LSU. It worked great. Would lead to a 1-yard TD run by LeBrandon Tofield. So now second quarter. Game's tied at 7. Third and 9. LSU on the Auburn 17. Rohan Davey looking for Josh Reed. What a fine player. Got 7 catches alone. Make it 8 in the first half for 160 yards and that touchdown. Coming out for the second half, Auburn kicker, Damon Duvall gets caught in the band. The band is on the field. Gets shoved around. Doesn't matter. The kicker didn't come down to him. 27-14. Fight Mike Tiger beats Aubie the Tiger in this one. LSU extends its winning streak to a season-best 4 games. They will play Tennessee in the SEC title game. Josh Reed finishes 10 receptions, 186 yards.
Civil War, Oregon State, visiting Oregon. Joey Harrington looking to go 24-3 as the Ducks starting QB. Look at this. Ken Simonton nailed by Rashad Bauman. Simonton's helmet flies off, but his mouthpiece stays in while connected to his helmet. Meanwhile, Keenan Oury will do some things with that punt. This was a big play because the Ducks had generated just 143 yards of total offense in the first 3 quarters. They're a little rusty after being off for 3 weeks, but right there they're up 10-6 on Dennis Erickson's Beavers. Beavers down 17-6. Jonathan Smith. Josh Hawkins, 24-yard touchdown. Beavers would get the 2-point conversion, cut the lead to 17-14, and then Oregon's next possession, trying to run down the clock. Harrington has the ball stripped. Joey didn't help his Heisman hopes. 11-22 for 104 yards. The Beavers recover that fumble. Just over a minute left. Beavers still within 3. Smith looking for something, picked off by Bauman. Wasn't pretty. But the 105th Civil War goes to the Ducks in the rain in Eugene. How fitting. Oregon had already locked up a berth in the Fiesta, but today's win gave the Ducks their first outright Pac-10 title since 1994 and kept hopes alive for a shot at the Rose Bowl and playing Miami for the national championship. Said Coach Mike Bellotti, we've done all that we can do.
Army-Navy. Not that the American flags on the back of all college football helmets since September 11th aren't a nice symbol of remembrance and patriotism, but the cadets and the midshipmen don't just play for the flag. They protect it. They protect us. Football at the two service academies really is just a game, although a very important one that's now been played 102 times. President Bush gave the commencement address at the Navy's graduation ceremony this past spring. Today, he had a speech for Army.
First of all, I'm incredibly proud of how our military is conducting our operations. The enemy made a mistake. They weren't sure who they were dealing with, and they're finding out. And for those of you who end up in whatever theater you may end up in, I can assure you that the cause is just. It is right, what we're doing, and we'll win. There's no doubt in my mind we'll win. And so thanks for your commitment to your country.
Now the Commander-in-Chief also had a pep talk for the mids. Navy players coming on the field, Army players. That's what you do when you're an Army and the national anthems played. Captains before the game, sportsmanship, shaking hands, let's go. President Bush sitting on Navy side for the first half, first quarter. Second carry of the game for Ardell Daniels, and he's off and running. 60 yards, he had 131 on the day. I want an officer for a secret and dangerous mission. I want a West Point football player. 7-zip. Army. First quarter, same score. 3rd and 10, Army on Navy's 43. Chad Jenkins somehow threading the needle to Brian Bruton. And Bruton, off he goes. Touchdown for Army. Drop and give me 13. 13-0 in favor of Army. At the half, behind 13, 16-3. Navy decides they'll trade the president. So now he goes over with the Army officials. I think the exchange was for the Labor Secretary and the Surgeon General, something like that. Opening kickoff for the second half. And Amari Thompson's got it. He's carrying the ball, and he's carrying the 49th win in this series for the cadets. 96 yards for the score. General Norman Schwartz, he's excited. He probably had his ankles taped before the game in this one. Army celebrates Navy, a tough loss. 26-17 is your final. The cadets' first win in the series since '98. Army linebacker Brian Zikapus said,
okay,
for the Army guys overseas, I think they're smiling right now. Maybe they have some motivation. They have bragging rights for a year. Midshipmen finished 0-10, first winless season since '48, first winless and tieless season since 1883. Notre Dame, Purdue, amid speculations, rumors, and reports that this is Bob Davies' final game as head coach of the Irish. That fan was not kind. He still coached for 4 more quarters. This is the 3rd quarter, 10-9. Purdue kicking off. Vontez Duff fields it. Vontez, he's running like people are chasing him. And they are. They just don't catch him. 94 yards, 17-9, Notre Dame, done. 4th quarter, it's now 24-9. Kyle Orton throws. That's going to ricochet, and look at that. Tim Stratton is there to dive, make the catch, get himself 6 points. PAT, missed, 24-15. Later in the 4th, Carlisle Holiday drops back, never downs. He's trying to run out the clock. Whistle blows. Purdue eventually grabs the ball away, but the play is ruled dead. So all this makes Bob Davie very upset because Holiday never downed the ball. Blow the whistle! Fight to the end. Look again. Holiday, he's dancing, he's dancing. There's the whistle right there. You heard it. Doesn't take a knee. Well, the ball eventually comes out. I'm not sure you want to complain, Bob. Otherwise, it might have been a fumble. But, hey, these people, you're in West Lafayette. 2 words, road game. Purdue gets the ball back. 1 play left. Orton up top. The Hail Mary. Very high. Clifford Jefferson makes the catch. He plays for Notre Dame. Bob Davie, very happy. Irish hold on to win it 24-18. So the special team scores, the defense scored a TD, and Irish's 110th ranked offense also scored a TD. Davie ends his 5th year, 5-6, ending a 2-game losing jag to the Boilers. Irish get their first win in a Big Ten stadium since '95, an ugly duckling streak that predates even Davie. After the game, Davie, after he felt like, well, he was coaching for his job in this one.
No, not at all. You know, I'm not, my ego isn't big enough It's all about these players, and I mean that sincerely. You know, I learned a long time ago, worry about other people, do the best you can do, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Penn State, Virginia, bowl eligibility for the Nittany Lions. They're not going. Zach Mills, 3 interceptions, 5 turnovers for the Nittany's. Antoine Womack, 153 rushing yards. Virginia wins it. Georgia over Houston, 35-7. David Green threw 3 TD passes. Houston finishes 0-11, first winless season in school history.
With 3 wins in the last 4 games, the Washington Wizards aren't desperate yet. The Wizards told the Washington Post they have no interest in signing Charles Barkley. Earlier this week, Barkley told HBO's Real Sports he is willing to attempt a comeback to help his friend Michael Jordan, but he'd have to lose about 25 pounds. That's Charles saying that. At least, Charles, now you don't have to go on a diet. Wizards hosting Orlando, that means Michael against T-Mac, one of those young dogs Michael referred to, ready to face and looking forward to it. But too bad his knee is aching, but you wouldn't know it there. Jordan. Wizards down 4, still in the second. Wizards made this a game for the first half because of Michael, but Jordan hits the deck there because he got a finger in the eye, the finger of Darrell Armstrong. Blinked a little, and he was back eventually, was Michael. One of the most durable players ever to play in the NBA. McGrady working on Hubert Davis. Next possession for the Magic, McGrady beating Davis. It was all about T-Mac taking advantage of these young and inexperienced Wizards. McGrady, right to Jordan. What was I saying about young and inexperienced? Didn't matter. McGrady is wonderful. 8 straight points for the Magic, thanks to T-Mac. Jordan gambling here for the steal. Can't get it, and McGrady would get the easy J. 16 of his 26 came in the second half, putting the Magic up 8 there, and then McGrady hands that. Magic up 7. Take a look at how McGrady got open. Patrick Ewing and Horace Grant with a double pick on Jordan to spring T-Mac free, and Jordan has no chance on that. Meanwhile, Jordan backing McGrady down here in the 4th quarter, and T-Mac gets the block, and McGrady and Jordan, and the whole story is McGrady holding Jordan just 2 for 12 shooting in the second half. Jordan finished with 15 points in this game, 6 of 19 shooting overall. But here's the big story. Tomorrow, Michael Jordan is heading to Chicago to see the former doctor of the Chicago Bulls. Why? To check out the tendinitis in his right knee. That same tendinitis that was a problem for him in the offseason as he worked back toward his comeback. You will have details on that, obviously, Sunday on SportsCenter. Wizards 0 for 11 when trailing now after 3.
Celtics-Nets. New Jersey not sure if they should leave Paul Pierce open or guard him. Second quarter, misses the jumper. Later in the second, Pierce. Rock, chalk, clank. Later in the second, Pierce misses again. Now, the guy had 38 points in his last game against the Nets, but in the first half, look at the ESPN News shot chart. 1 for 16. That's 6%. He came in shooting 46%. Kenyon Martin. Later in the second, Jason Kidd, this time to the big Canuck, Todd McCullough. Kidd 12 assists in the first half. Third quarter, Celtics down 49-37. Jim O'Brien gets into it with the ref, Jess Kersey, and Kersey has a lot of power in a whistle, and he says, "Get out! You're done coaching." I'm going to say something here. You go to the showers. Well, this seems to get Pierce fired up, and so he begins to torch the Nets. Both of them, the team and the ones in the basket. That's good for 3. Pierce, 3 again. 56-45. Later in the third, Pierce from much closer. Celtics down 64-63 after 3 quarters. Fourth quarter, Nets up 81-78. Kidd, Kmart, again, aisle 3 is open in the foul. Kidd now with 19 assists in the game. Nets up 6, but Pierce cuts that in half with the try. Tied at 88, Kenny Anderson, no relation, takes it to the basket and the bucket. Celtics up 90-88. 7.2 left. Antoine Walker fouls out, fouling Keith Van Horn. Van Horn misses the first of 3 free throws, makes the next 2, ties the score at 90. Celtics to win. Pierce, no good. One of the few he missed. Take out the shot chart in the second half. 9 of 14. He had 33 points. Larry Bird, the Celtics record for points in a half at 37, so Pierce comes close. Goes 6 points over his season average in the 24 minutes in the second half alone. In overtime, he was still warm. Shooters roll. Celtics up 92-90. Then Pierce, he's up into the 40s now. How about 48 points? Lucius Harris, clean look at a 3. No good. Celtics come back from 17 down in the second half, win at 105-98. Pierce, 13 points in OT. So he finishes up, doing the math, with 48. Only 4 other Celtics have scored more, including Antoine Walker, who finished the game with 25 points, 17 rebounds. Pierce, previous career high, 44 against the Nets at the Meadowlands.
Lakers looking to extend their franchise best start, and right now they're up on the T-Wolves in the second quarter. Shaquille O'Neal, remember Friday night, thrown out in the first quarter of that victory yesterday over the Seattle Supersonics. Back in action, 12 points, 4 boards. Kobe, 9 points and 3 assists. We will keep you posted.
Coming up, your dose of Vince Carter. Not only didn't he have the only dunk of the day against the Hawks, he didn't even have the best dunk of the day against the Hawks. And that wasn't bad.
Also ahead on the show, college hoops. What about Chris Owens in Texas looking to shock Stanford? Stick with us.
At the Popeyes Cajun Chicken Festival, the holidays are bursting with Yuletide Cajun flavor. Popeyes Cajun Holiday Platter serves up 2 tender pieces of crispy, crunchy Cajun chicken, creamy coleslaw, Popeyes' famous red beans and rice, and a warm buttermilk biscuit for only $3.99. Or bring home a Cajun-flavored holiday feast. 10 pieces of Popeyes' crispy, crunchy Cajun chicken, spicy all mild for only $7.99.
Okay, now, we have an image. I'm not sure if it's a boy or there's another one. And a third.
Got a big family? Then you need more phone lines. With Family Talk, Singular Wireless can deliver up to 3 additional lines for just $16.99 each. Plus, you can get up to 4 cool phones free. That's an incredible price to start a family. Talking. Singular Wireless. What do you have to say?
Unscripted with Chris Connolly. Not just sports talk. It's unrehearsed.
Not intellectual enough to follow that question.
It's unpredictable. Unscripted with Chris Connolly. Weekdays at 5 on ESPN.
Miller Genuine Draft. Cold filtered for when you feel the heat. Get refreshment down cold. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft.
Red Wings Devils, New Jersey, end of a home-and-home series. Wings a winner at the Joe last night. Second period, Scott Gomez leading the rush. Eventually, Andreas Solomonson's got it for his second. 2-1 Devils. They beaten Dominic Hasek. Later in the second, 3-1. Great passing. Elias, Olit, Jason Arnott. His second of the night, 10th of the year. 4-1 Devils. Third period gets nuts. Hasek making the initial save on Randy McKay. And we got a guy, Randy McKay, swinging at the rebound. And now he's got his stick, and Hasek's got his own stick. You see, the man's got 2 sticks, basically, and he can't seem to get rid of McKay's. He doesn't really want McKay's. He finally dislodges it. And then Martin Brodeur. 1 stick, 1 glove, 1 pad, and he uses the glove. Stops with Robitaille, stops Igor Lariano. Devils win at 4-1. Brodeur with 16 saves in the win, snapping Detroit's 9-game unbeaten streak. Also, it's the Avalanche 2-1 over the Flames with 8 minutes left in the third. Jerome Iginla. Send it in, Jerome. Leads the NHL, scored his 21st.
Vince and the Raptors trying to match a season-high 4-game win streak. Raptors up 7. Antonio Davis. Key on clock, please. Yeah, 14 points. Raptors up 9. Take another look. But called for a tee for taunting. Imagine that. Hawks down 1. Tony Kukoc. Great save. Nazar Mohammed all alone. 12 points, 12 boards. Under 2 minutes left with the Hawks up 1. No problem. Now, later in the fourth, just over a minute left. Vince Carter, spot shadowed. He's all over that. 19 points, 10 boards, 5 assists for Vince. Toronto up by 1. Raptors down by 1, 3.9 left. Alvin Williams, Akeem Olajuwon, 16 points, 8 boards. How about that for the old guy? 104, 103. 7 players in double figures for Toronto. They are now 6-0 when scoring 100-plus points this season. Dion Glover, a game-high and personal season high of 25 points on 10 of 16 shooting from the field.
Number 7.